Welcome back to the garage. It's Matt from Old Yankee Speed Company, and today we're going to be talking about 5 essential tools for owning an early Ford. Let's start with number 1, a brake tool. Early Ford brakes are a rare breed. They are a Lockheed style brake, which means they are non-self-adjusting and non-self-energizing, which means you get to adjust them, and to do so, you need this tool. I actually happen to have the brake set up in the garage with me here for those that may be unfamiliar with them. Your shoes basically adjust in 2 manners, up and down and in and out. This is the tool that makes that happen. Sure, you could use a wrench, but this is the proper way and the proper tool, or this is the tool to use to do it the proper way, should be the better phrase. It's really important that you understand how your early Ford brakes work if you're running around, especially with a hopped up motor. You want these things to work, and adjusted correctly, they will stop a car without issue. I hear people complain all the time about how poor early Ford brakes are. It's really a fine art to adjust these correctly, and I can tell you, if they're adjusted correctly, they'll put you through a windshield if you're not careful. But part of learning how to do that is having the right tool to do so. So I highly recommend getting yourself one of these. Number 2, carburetor tool. If you're running carburetors, sooner or later you're getting into them. With today's fuel, it wreaks havoc on fuel systems in old cars, and sooner or later you're going to need to adjust or rebuild your carburetors. This tool is for a Holley carburetor. That's what I run on my 40. I run Strombergs on my coupe, so I have a Stromberg tool as well, which is actually with the car right now. But you can get these at pretty much any auto parts store that carries Holley. Stromberg may be harder to find, but I can tell you Millworks Hot Rod has them. So get your hands on one of these and get acquainted with it, because sooner or later you're getting into those carburetors. Number 3 is a 13/16 socket. Ford used the same lug pattern from 1932 to 1970. If you're in a junkyard and you see an old Ford, you can definitely grab that lug wrench out of the car, throw it in your car, now you got an extra. Good thing to have for sure. This thing I picked up probably at Napa or something like that. So I buy quite a few of them because it always seems that I can't find it. I find every size but 13/16 when I'm looking for it. So I got a couple floating around. Number 4 is a good hub puller. The only correct way to remove an early Ford hub is to do it with a hub puller, not using heat, not using a hammer. I've seen people try to do it with both. It's a great way to destroy a banjo rear. This hub puller has got some age to it. It's been in my family for a long time. We also have Hudsons. They also have use for a hub puller on the rear hub. So this one's been in the family for about 40 years or so. Probably came from a swap meet. That's where I recommend trying to find one of these. A swap meet or eBay or an antiques market. You really want to find an old one that's American made and made well. And finally, the last one, which has been up for debate amongst myself and a couple of my buddies this past week, is a good oil dispensing can. If you got an old flathead, it leaks oil. You're gonna need to put oil in it, probably on a regular basis. If it's not leaking oil, there's no oil in it. So this one we picked up. It's kind of a cheapo, galvanized steel. Again, with these, the best way to find these is the American-made ones, the vintage ones you can find at a swap meet or an antiques expo. The quality difference between the two is pretty big, but for the sake of this video and not having one that's all greasy and grimy, we picked up this one at a local auto parts store. It probably still will do the job, we hope, and not leak, but some of the welds on it aren't too convincing, but nonetheless, definitely something you want to have. That's my 5 items that I suggest for owning or having an early Ford that are essential. I'm sure you viewers have some ideas as well. Please leave your comments down below. Please hit like and subscribe as well. We'll be back doing some more videos in the next couple of weeks, some tech videos, some product videos, and so forth. Thanks for tuning in to Old Yankee Speed Company, and we'll see you back in the garage soon.